السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم إلى لقاء جديد من دروس اللغة العربية بين يديك. بدأنا دروسنا أمس بالتدريب الأول هنا. آم، أخذنا هذه المسائل: لماذا يقترب الإنسان عن أو الأسئلة لماذا يقترب الإنسان عن بلده؟ ما البلد الذي تحب أن تقترب إليه؟ وما البلد الذي لا تحب أن تقترب إليه؟ هل يقترب الناس إلى بلدك كثيرا أم لا؟ ولماذا؟ وهنا كيف يعيش المسلمون خارج الدول الإسلامية وما إلى ذلك. وبعد ذلك قرأنا هذا الناس عمل خير من مسألة، يعني أن تعمل خير من أن تسأل. كما قرأنا حدث قبل ذلك. من الذي يذكرنا ما قرأنا هنا أمس؟ So who will remind us of
السلام
what we read now. تفضل.
عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
So,
تفضل.
نعم. um, العمل العمل خير من مسألة. العمل هو جزء من نعم الله الذي لا يعرف إلا من فقدها إلا من فقده، إما آه بسبب مرض، أو بسبب غيره. ومع ذلك بعض الناس يفضلون التسول على العمل، ولكن نهى الإسلام نهى الإسلام التساؤل. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: ما أكل أحد طعاما قط خير من أن يأكل من عمل يده. وإن النبي الله داود كان يأكل من عمل يده. وقال أيضا: لأن يأخذ أحدكم حبله ثم يغدو إلى الجبل فيكتتب فيبيع فيأكل ويتصدق خير له من أن يسأل الناس. هذه قول رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لصحابه. وكذلك الرجل من أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ذهب إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو فقير. وسأل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم شيئا. فقال له صلى الله عليه وسلم: هل في بيته شيء؟ فقال الأصحاب فقال الصحابي وهو العربي. وقال: نعم. أم لديه شيئين، وهو إله و
يكفي. يكفي. That's okay. Let someone else take. شخص آخر.
نعم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أوكي. العمل هذا نعمة من الله، ولكن بعض الناس لا لا يعرف لا يعرفها. بعض الناس لا تحب عمل ولكن بعض الناس يفضل يعتمدون على غيرهم
يفضل
أو يتساءلون يفضلون نعم يفضلون أو يعتمدون على غيرهم على عفوا على غيرهم أو
أي يحبون العمل ويعتمدون على غيرهم. It's okay.
نعم. رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم هدانا هذا تغير في حديث. رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم هدانا هذا تغير.
What are you trying to say in English?
That the Prophet condemns this disposition. I mean, this attitude that some people don't prefer to work.
حذر. You mean حذر. حذر.
حذر. Sorry, sir, condemn.
You mean to say warned, right?
Sir. No, that the Prophet ﷺ condemns. I was saying that some people prefer to depend on people, but the Prophet ﷺ condemns this disposition. He doesn't encourage that.
So for that, we say we can use warned against. That's more appropriate. Warned against.
Okay.
So, because in actually, the condemnation is a very strong word. Condemnation, if we say condemn, that's very strong. Because the Prophet did not condemn outrightly, but the Prophet discouraged.
Yeah, discouraged.
So that if someone begs for something, it's not that he can't beg, but we discourage it in Islam. It's really something we frown against. So it's not like it's not haram. So something that is condemned is purely haram. You can't do it. If you do it, you'll be punished by Allah. So we can't use that word condemn. So we can say the Prophet warned us against it. So Hadhar is the word we use for that. Hadhar or Hadhar. Next person.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
تكلمنا بالأمس على العمل هو فضل من الله، ولكن يعتمدون في أناس ويتسولون في الطريق. وكان نبي داود.
If you use يعتمد, always use على. Don't use في. يعتمدون على. they depend on
غيري.
يعتمدون على غيرهم. نعم.
ويتسولون في الطريق.
نعم.
كان نبي داود يأكل من عمل
نعم.
يديه.
نعم.
ذهب العربي فقير إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وسأله شيء،
نعم.
وأمره أن يأتي بقصعة وفراش في بيتي، وأمر بعض أصحابه أن يشتريها. اشتروا أحد الأصحاب بدرهمين، وأمر أن يبيع الطعام بواحد وقدوما بواحد، ووضع عودا له، وأمره أن يخطب. وجاء بعد 15 بملابس جديد وهو فريد.
نعم. جميل. So you'll be able to pass the message. So a few mistakes, but you're able to communicate the message. So that's what we read yesterday. So جاء رجل عربي إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وأتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وسأله, was asking the prophet should give him something, that he should give him something. Well, then the prophet asked him, إن كان لديه شيئا في البيت، إن كان لديه شيء في البيت، فقال لديه حلس وإناء، يعني قصعة. وطلب منه الرسول أن يأتي بهما، وأتى بهما. ثم أخذ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم درهمين من الصحابة دفعا لهذه القصعة والحلس، وضاف الدرهمين إلى ذلك الرجل يعني العربي، وطلب منه أن يشتري طعاما لأهله، وأن يشتري قدوما بدرهم. وأتى بالقدوم ونصحه الرسول، أو أمره الرسول، بل أمره الرسول أن يحتسب، أن يذهب إلى الغابة وأن يحتسب. وقال الرسول أنه لم يريد أن يراه إلا بعد 15 يوما، إلا بعد 15 يوما. ولما جاء الرجل بعد 15 يوما قد كثر المال، فعل كل ما أمره الرسول أن يفعل، وقد كثر المال، واشترى ثوبا جديدا وطعاما كثيرا بعد ذلك. So that was exactly what happened. So to show us that begging is not tolerated in Islam, not encouraged. استيعاب تدريب روى. ضع علامة صحيحة أمام العبارة تحت الكلمة الصحيحة. قال: من الإنسان الذي يعمل والذي لا يعمل. من الإنسان الذي يعمل والذي لا يعمل. السؤال الأول: الذي يعتمد على غيره. So we have 5 questions here. So we have منها الذي يعمل والذي لا يعمل. So the first one: الذي يعتمد على غيره، هل هو الذي يعمل أو الذي لا يعمل؟
الذي لا يعمل.
لا يعمل. الذي يتسول في الطرق. يعمل ولا يعمل؟
ولا يعمل.
لا يعمل. لا يعمل الذي
نعم.
يتسول ويتسول في الطرق أو في الطريق.
لا
الإنسان
يعمل.
الذي يتصدق، الإنسان الذي يتصدق يعمل لا يعمل؟
يعمل.
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 الذي يأكل من عمل يده يعمل
يعمل.
لا يعمل؟
يعمل.
الذي يسأل الناس أعطوا أو منعوه
لا يعمل.
لا يعمل. نعم. التدريب الثاني.
لا يعمل.
علامة صحيح بجانب الفكرة الرئيسة في كل فكرة. نعم. نعم. الفكرة الرئيسة في الفكرة الأولى هي، نعم، أين الفكرة الأولى؟ الفكرة الأولى قال، الفكرة الأولى، نعم، قال المصنف هنا: العمل نعمة من الله، لا يعرف هذه النعمة إلا من فقدها بسبب مرض أو غيره. ومع ذلك فبعض الناس لا يحبون العمل ويعتمدون على غيرهم وما إلى ذلك. إذن الكلمة الرئيسة، نعم، أو الفكرة الرئيسة، عفوا، الفكرة الرئيسة في الفكرة الأولى هي ماذا؟ العمل نعمة كبيرة، بعض الناس لا يعملون، التساهل في الطرق.
العمل
العمل.
نعمة كبيرة.
الفكرة الرئيسة في الفكرة الثانية هي الرجل الفقير، العمل خير من التساهل، طعام العربي. أين
الرجل
الرجل
فقير.
الفقير. الرجل الفقير.
الرجل الفقير. والثالث، آه من الفكرة الثالثة نعرف أن العربية أخذ درهم لأهله، كان لا يعمل ثم أخذ يعمل، اشترى عودا وقدوما. يعني في الفكرة الثالثة، عفوا، الثانية، في الفكرة الثانية نعرف أن العربية أخذ درهمين لأهله، كان لا يعمل ثم أخذ يعمل، اشترى عودا وقدوما.
كان لا يعمل ثم أخذ يعمل.
في الفكرة الثانية، أين الفكرة الثانية؟ هنا ذهب رجل فقير إلى رسول الله وما إلى ذلك إلى الآخر. إذن
نعم.
نعرف عن
نعم.
العربي.
أنا العربي.
So what's
نعم.
the answer?
كان ثم أخذ العمل.
So the summary of that fikra is that it wasn't working and he later worked. Whether he bought the Koduman or Undan, but eventually kana la ya'malu thumma akhadha. Akhadha means he began. Thumma akhadha ya'mal, so he began to work. Una mufradat. هنا تدريب الأول. تدريب أول: املأ الفراغ بالكلمة المناسبة من الصندوق. To dash أبي على الفقير. You have all this was يعتمد، تتسول، اشترى، يتصدق، أتى، يسأل. So you fill in the spaces with all this was يعتمد. You know the meaning. يتسول, begging. يعتمد, depend. اشترى, he bought. يتصدق, he gives. صدقة. أتى, he came. يسأل, he was asking. So here التدريب الثاني صل بين الكلمتين المتضادتين. So المتضادتين opposite. So you have فقد. What's the opposite of فقد? Then you have أعطى, مرض, يبيع, فقير. So منع Wajada yashtari gani seha. So complete that. Then you have mulahadatu nahwiya, so grammatical observations. Here you have uslub al-nafi. This is very important. Uslub al-nafi. Al-nafi to negate something, and nafi negation to negate. The khilaf al-ithbat is different from its opposite of what? Ithbat, to substantiate. Negate and to substantiate. Okay, negate is opposite of substantiating. Wa adawatuhu, and it says the tool we use for negation and nafi are this. So there are five here. You have ma, you have la, lan, lam, laysa, and use them differently. You have ma, you have la, you have lan, you have lam, you have laysa. Now, ithbatun, how do you establish something? Ithbat, hadha basharun, hadha basharun. Hadha basharun means this is a human being. Ma hadha basharun. This should be basharun. Ma hadha basharun. Should be, it's not basharun. Except there's something coming before. uh, now, now. So you have ja tabib, ja tabib. You have ma ja tabib. The tabib did not come. Ma ja tabib. So the meaning tells you that this is a negation. The tabib came. Ja tabib. The tabib came. Ma ja tabib. The tabib did not come. The tabib did not come. Okay, so that not is basically the nafi we are talking about. The not, N-O-T, like we have in English. I ate, I did not eat. I did not eat. That not is the nafi. Okay, I am sleeping. I am not sleeping. Not. That not is the nafi. But that not in English is being represented by ma, la, lan, lam, laysa in English, in Arabic. But all these ones, they mean different things. They are used differently to convey the meaning of what we want. I'll explain that much later. So let's understand the usage first. And we have firstly mu'allimun. Firstly mu'allimun. That is, in the class, we have a teacher in the class. Laysa firstly mu'allimun. Laysa, if you add laysa to be, we don't, laysa, there is none. Laysa, there is none. Firstly in the class mu'allimun, a teacher. يكتب الطالب درسه. The talib is writing his studies. لا يكتب, is not writing. لا يكتب الطالب, the talib is not writing درسه, his studies. يصوم سعد. يصوم سعد اليوم. لن يصوم سعد اليوم. لن يصوم سعد اليوم. لن يصوم. لن يصوم. Then you have أفلح المؤمنون. لم يفلح. لم يفلح الكافرون. لم يفلح الكافرون. الكافر ظالم لنفسه. ليس الله ظالما عبده. ليس الله ظالما عبده. So you have this. Okay, so this is how to use this adatun nafi. Okay. Now, let me see if the meanings were treated. Okay. So the meanings were not treated, so the teacher is meant to tell you the meaning. So let's go back. So the first one, hadha basharun. This is ma hadha basharun. Ma hadha basharun. So I'll have to confirm that more. If that is a typo or not, I'll have to confirm. Apologies. Now, then you have the next one, which is Ja'a Tabib. Ma Ja'a Tabib. It says the Tabib did not come. That is the ma. You are saying did not come. So if you mean to say something happened and it did not happen, you can use ma. Ma Ja'a. Okay. And you can see ma Ja'a is used directly with the verb. Ma Ja'a. You can did not. So you can use that directly. Then the laysa. Laysa. Use the laysa for the first clue. Laysa, there's none. Okay, none. Laysa means none. Okay. Laysa for the firstly, mu'allimun. There's nobody. Laysa, no one. Laysa. So if you are trying to say not, something does not exist, you use laysa. Laysa. Then you have la yaktubu. La yaktubu. Most times you use la when you have a verb that is mudari'. Like you can't say ma yaktubu. That's bad grammar. So use ma ja'a, ma with a past. Ma kataba. Okay? Ma kataba. Ma ja'a. Ma ja'a. So use ma with a past. This ma is best used with a past tense. Where's my marker? So you have ma ja'a. I said ma is used with a past. But la yaktubu is used with what? With this. It's used with the mudariya. Okay? Ma kadhaba al-fuwadu. Like Allah used in the Quran. Ma kadhaba al-fuwadu ma roha. So the fuwad ma roha. So Allah used ma because the past tense ma kadhaba. Okay? So but if you are using a mudari', use la instead. Then you use lan. Lan, when you want to say it negates. But lan is much more stronger than any of the previous ones. Lan means never. Okay? Lan yasuma sayidul yawm. But Said will never ever today it will never. That is, you are standing your ground and you are saying that no, this person will never. You are very emphatic and you are sure that this will never happen. Like we say, never. So the land means never. So if you also want to use never in English, then that thing must be very strong. You need to be very sure of it. Like if you say, I've never eaten this before, I've never, that's a very strong word. So you need to be very sure that you have not done it before you say, I've never. So else someone will hold you to it. So learn, you assume that you're saying never, not, you are very sure. Then you are using lam, use lam. Lam is used when something has not happened, but you want to say um, it has happened. So the meaning for lam gives you a past tense meaning. In English, for instance, you say Ahmad did not come. Ahmad did not come. So that did not, that's the meaning of lam, did not. But in Arabic, when you use the lam, you also use it with what? A mudari. Lam yuflihu means the kufar. Okay? Will not be successful. Lam yuflih. Lam. Then you also use laysa also. Laysa Allahu dhaliman abdahu. Laysa. Just like you use laysa with a preposition of fi up there, they also use laysa Allahu dhaliman. So as you read and you progress, always observe all this, how they are used. So they are used differently. If you mean to use laser in some places, use laser rather than using lan. So it will distort the meaning of what you want to say if you don't use them correctly. They have different usages. But all these are used to negate something. Something happened, it did not happen. This did this, it did not. This did not. Instead of the emphatic, it happened, it did not. I came, I did not come. I ate, I did not eat. So you need to know those negators. And they are ma, la, lam, lam, and laysa. So we'll see how most of them are used in the expressions if you check. So you can go back to the passage and read. I'm sure some of them would, you'll see a few ones there. Then you have here, Sister Mariam, you have a question.
Please, can you explain Lisa?
So Lisa also means not. Okay? Like you have here, firstly, mu'allimun. We have in a class, there's a teacher in the class. So if you say Lisa firstly mu'allimun, you are saying there's no teacher in the class. There's no teacher in the class. So also Lisa firstly, there's no one in the firstly. Lisa firstly mu'allimun, there's no teacher in the firstly.
Okay.
Lisa is like no, unlike not. Lisa is like no.
Okay.
There is no teacher. You can't say there is not teacher. There is no teacher. Lisa, there is no. Okay. This is حول الجملة للمثبتة المثبتة عفوا جملة للمثبتة, that is well established التالية. These are established sentences إلى جمل منفية. So change it from مثبتة to منفية, to the one that has been negated. So that's the منفية. كما في المثال, you have an example. قرأت القصة ما قرأت لم أقرأ القصة ما قرأت لم أقرأ. So you can see the usage. Ma is used with a past tense. Lam is used with what? With mudari, with a present. So someone says قرأت القصة, I read the story. I read the story. So if you want to negate that, you say I did not read the story. I did not. In English, you have just one option. I did not. You read the story. Koratu the Kisa. I read the story. I did not. I read the story. I did not. That is the negation in English. I did not. I did not. But if you know in English, you say I did not. What usually comes after is what? I did not read. You have the what? You have the present that comes after it. I did not read. You don't say I did not read. The past tense. So what? I did not read. I did not read. And that is what lamb gives you. This is the I did not read. Lam akro, I did not read. So look at the first sentence. Qara'atu. This is madi. But when we use lam, it becomes what? Mudari. Lam akro.
Sorry.
Lam akro. But because there's a kisor there, so that's why it's having a kasra, so that two sukun will not meet. So that is lam akroi. Lam akroi li kisor. But if I say ma qara'atu, it also means I did not read. But in this case, when you use more, you have to make it a past tense. Ma qara'atu. Now, so let's go to the examples now. This is the exercise. This is Yusafiru Harun Godan. Sayusafiru Harun Godan. So this becomes what?
لا
لم يسافر
Lam Yusafir. You can say Lam Yusafir Harun Godan. Lam Yusafir Aw or what?
لا
ولا يس-
Hmm?
لا
لا.
يسافر
يسافر.
Look at the sentence. Yusafiru Harun, Sayusafiru Harun Godan.
لا يسافر لا يسافر هارون غدا
لم يسافر هارون
أو
غدا.
لم
You say Lam Yusafir, you are reporting what was said was done.
Okay. سيسافر لم يسافر.
لن يسافر هارون غدا.
Land. Why land?
لا يسافر. لا
لا
لن
أو
لا يسافر.
You are guessing, you're not sure.
لن
It's land.
لن يسافر هارون غدا.
ليس يسافر.
لا يسافر.
ليس يسافر هارون غدا.
لا يسافر.
لن لن
لا يسافر.
لن يسافر. لن يسافر هارون غدا.
لا
لا
يسافر.
لا
لن
مهم.
لا
لا أو لم أو لم.
You're guessing.
أستاذ لن.
As there is an example up there. يصوم سعيد اليوم. لن يصوم سعيد اليوم. So this is going to be لن يسافر هارون غدا.
نفس يكتب الطالب درس. لا يكتب الطالب.
Go back to the examples. Where we looked at this. النفي خلاف ملاحظة نحوية. Look at the examples you have there. Study the examples. That's why it says Udrus walahiz. Study and observe.
تخدم في المضارع لا ولن.
Study the examples first. Have we studied this? So let's go back. We have Yusafiru. So Yusafiru Harun Godan. So what should be the nephew?
لا يسافر أو
لا
لا.
يسافر.
هارون غدا.
So because this one, it says Yusafiru Godan is going to travel tomorrow. And if it's not going to happen again, so if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen again tomorrow. So they use land. Like this one, Yasumu Sa'id al-Yawm. Sa'id is going to fast today. So whether if it's not going to fast, it's not going to fast. It means that day is not going to happen again ever. That is the land. So it will be land Yusafiru. Do you get it? It will be land Yusafiru. Land Yusafiru. So it becomes Fatha. Land instead of Yasumu becomes land Yasuma. So Yusafiru becomes land Yusafiru. Land Yusafiru. You remove the sin because Yusafiru is gone. He wants to travel. So he will not go again. It becomes land. He will not be traveling tomorrow. So you are emphatic, it's not traveling tomorrow. The flight has been cancelled. Land Yusafiru. Land Yusafiru Afwan Fatha. Land Yusafiru Harun Godan. Now the next one, يقضي محمد العطلة في المغرب.
لا يقضي محمد.
يقضي
لا يقضي.
لن يقضي محمد العطلة في الغرب.
Muhammad is going to spend the all day. So if you want to say he will not spend. So you can use
لا
lan yakudi. You can also use lan yakudi. Lan yakudiya. So now becomes lan yakudiya Muhammad al-Utla. They can also say lam also. You can also use lam. Lam yakudi also. Lam yakudi. Lam yakudi. With a kesra. Ya will go. Because the lam haldafa will remove the ya. Lam. Then you have indi rajulun. Dorib. Indi rajulun. Dorib.
ما
So
عندي رجل
ما عندي.
ma indi, very good. Ma indi rajulun. You can also say laysa indi. I don't have. Then najlisu fi ghurfati al-julus adatan. Najlisu fi ghurfati al-julus adatan. We sit in the sitting room normally.
في غرفة
لا نجلس.
لم نجلس
La
لم
najlisu.
نجلس
La najlisu. We sit. This is an action that it says normally they do. So la najlis. Then you have sa najlisu fil hadiqati gadan. Sa najlisu fil hadiqati.
لا نجلس
Lan
لن
Lan najlisu. So either we sit or we don't sit. So marasa al-maridu riyadata qalilan. Marasa.
ما مرت مرت
Marasa. Our mother. Marasa or what? Most times when you use the ma, the lam can also go with it. Lam yumaris. Lam yumaris. I told you. We use the ma. Then يمارس الصحيح رياضة كثيرا. المريض
لا يمارس
صحيح.
لا
يمارس. So you can use lam and la. La yumarisu wa lam yumaris. So both will work. So how do you know most of this? So as you read and you read more and more, observe all these things. You see how they are used and how they convey different meanings. Then you have Sulaiman Muhandisun. Sulaimanu Muhandisun.
ليس سليمان محمد
Laysa Sulaimanu Muhandisan. Laysa Sulaimanu Muhandisan.
مهندسا.
Some can say also say Ma Sulaimanu Muhandisin. Ma Sulaimanu Muhandisin. It's not, it gives you the same meaning. Same with Aisha Mumarida.
ليست عائشة.
So in this case, you add ta to the lay side. Now becomes laysat. Add to it. It becomes laysat. Laysat Aisha Mumarida. Or Ma Aisha to Mumarida. Then you have Al-Asalu fi what's it, fi soak now? Al-Asalu fi soak. The honey is in the
لا
mouth. Al-Asalu fi soak. Laysa Al-Asalu fi soak. Now, نبيع العسل في السوق. نبيع. Sell. نبيع. So negating is what?
لا نبيع
لا
الأصل
نبيع. لا نبيع. أو لم نبيع. You remove the ya. لم نبيع. But لا نبيع is much easier. معي دينار واحد.
ليس
معي
معي
ليس معي. Very good. ليس معي أو ما معي.
ما معي
معي. Just like when you have لي. You can say ليس لي or ما لي. Yeah. This one says تعبير موجهة. تعبير موجهة. موجه. تعبير موجه. So this one, you have an expression اكتب ثلاث. So تعبير موجه. So you are going to write this an expression, then you're meant to present this. رجل يتسول في طريق. Write about it. اكتب ثلاث جمل عن كل واحد مما يلي. So each person is going to tell us 3 sentences from this. رجل يتسول في الطريق ورجل يأكل من عمل يده وشاب يعتمد على والده شاب يعتمد على والده. We have this. رجل يتسول. So you form 3 sentences for each of them. Then you present. So write this. We'll discuss this in the next class, please. Write it out. Then you have ما رأي الناس في عمل المرأة. We've seen this before. We've discussed it. رأي الأول رأي الثاني والثالث. So you can skip this. We've done this and we've discussed this. تدريب الثالث. قارن بين الرجلين اقتربا العمل. So قارن. This says you should what? Compare. قارن, compare. رجلين, 2 men. اقتربا, they emigrated. اقتربا, they emigrated. للعمل, for work or to work. الرجل الأول, the first man, what happened? حافظ على أولاده, protected his kids. Okay? Watched over, حافظ, protected. والرجل الثاني لم يحافظ. You can see how they have used it. حافظ لم يحافظ. حافظ لم يحافظ على أولاده. So he writes about this, according to discuss them. Then you have هنا تدريب الرابع. صف ما يقوم به كل واحد من عمل في 3 جمل. صف ما يقوم به. ما يقوم به كل واحد من عمل. So each of these persons, write about them. Describe. Sif means describe. Okay, Sif, give a description. ما يقوم به, what these people do. يقوم به, what they do. Which people? الطبيب, المدرس, المزارع أو الفلاح. المزارع وقال فلاح. What do they do? So صف ما يقوم به الطبيب وصف ما يقوم به المدرس والمزارع أو الفلاح. Now, then we move on to الخط. الخط, writing. اكتب بخط النسخ. To write this. الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء والله يعدكم مغفرة وفضلا. مغفرة منه وفضلا. We have this as well. You write this. Before we move on to Hamzatul Wasli, والقطع. Hamzatul Ibn. So we'll treat this next class. Don't let's talk about this today. So we'll talk about Hamzatul Ibn Wabna. So that Hamza is also Hamzatul Wasli. Okay, we've seen that before. Hamzatul Wasli, when we're talking about Hamza. So, but this Hamza itself is a special Hamza. So how do we pronounce it? Okay, how do we write it? Especially Ibn in sentences. Okay, so we'll look at that in the next class, inshallah. So I will stop here. You have a lot on your hands. Okay, you have a lot to do on your hands. And don't joke with some of these things, with some of these assignments. The more you do them, the better. I'm sure by now, what you guys do before you come to class that you try to read some of those passages because you know I'm going to force you to speak. So it makes you do a bit of research, at least look at the passage again, write some things out, and it will make you better. If you're just studying and you come to class and the teacher does everything for you, you will not learn. That's why I'm pushing most of these things to you so that you can learn. For those who are serious, you take them and benefit from them. But for those who are lazy, they'll just come to class. Let me just listen and go. You won't benefit anything. You can attend class for 100 years like that and nothing will change. If you are being forced to do some exercises yourself, some assignments you research, to make you better. So we'll stop here and we convene next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خير.
Bye.
جزاك الله خير.